Hello everyone, this is Group 19 and we will be presenting Designing and Delivering in-person online presentation in business communication. Under this topic, we'll be discussing the process and the steps.
Process for planning, organizing, writing, presentation, similar to any other piece of writing or communication. For a presenter to have a successful presentation, you must go through the process of planning, organizing, and writing your presentation. Following is a simple and comprehensive way to approach writing a presentation. As a presenter, you must make sure your audience are following you, and they are used to utilize organization objectives such as memo, letter business, and reports.
As a presenter, you need to follow these steps in delivering a good presentation. One, you need to identify and state the purpose of the presentation. Find the focus by being clear and simply articulate the goal of the presentation by making sure the audience are following the presentation and not to bore them out on the presentation. Step two, when delivering in person, you need to outline the major sections. That is the introduction, the main part, and the conclusion. The introduction, the presenter has to greet the audience and introduce the title of the presentation and the plans and purpose of the presentation. The main content has to include the purpose of the presentation and how to achieve the goals of the presentation, while the conclusion has to include the greeting the audience and asking the audience questions and giving them the opportunity to ask questions and give them appropriate answers to the questions. Then step three is to draft the content. Once the presenter has outlined to the content, the presenter should fill in the details and plan of what he or she is going to say and include the introduction to the content.
All right. First, we'll describe the result of our study. Then we'll outline our recommendation and take your question. This will help our audience, follow the main content of the presentation by telling them as we move from one section of your outline to the next. Use the structure you created to keep yourself and the audience on track with a summary, restating the main idea, purpose from your presentation, and concluding the presentation smoothly. Ending a presentation can be tricky, but it's important because it will make a lasting impression with your audience. Don't neglect to plan out the conclusion carefully.
Step 4. Write presentation notes. For a more effective presentation style, write key ideas, data, and information as lists and notes. This allows you to ensure you are including all the vital information without getting stuck reading a script. Your presentation notes should allow you to look down quickly, reference important information or reminders, and then look back at your audience. Step 5. Design supporting visuals. Now it's time to consider what types of visuals will best help your audience understand the information in your presentation. Typically, presentations include a title slide, an overview of advanced organizer, visual support for each major content section, and a conclusion slide. Use the visuals to reinforce the organization of your presentation and help your audience see the information in new ways.
Yeah, it is important to design effective visuals so as not to overwhelm your audience. Considering what your audience already knows or what they don't know about the information, remember to always use introduction and conclusion to make your purpose clearer. In other words, if you are giving an in-class presentation, make sure you ask your instructor about the audience you are supposed to address or you are supposed to address them.
Characteristics of a strong presentation style. When it comes time to practice delivery, think about what has made a presentation and a presenter more or less effective in your past experience in the audience. What presenters impress you or bored you? What type of presentation visual keeps your attention or are more useful? One of the keys to an effective presentation is to keep your audience focused on what matters the information and avoid distracting them or losing their attention with things like overcompleted visuals, monotone delivery, or disinterested body language. Secondly, as a presenter, you must also bring your own energy and show the audience that you are interested in the topic. Nothing is more boring than bored presenters. If your audience is bored, you will not be successful in delivering your messages. Verbal communicators should be clearer and easy to listen to. Non-verbal communications or body language should be natural and not distracting to your audience.
Developing a strong presentation skills. Since presentation are delivered to the audience live, review and revise it as a verbal and visual representation, not as a piece of writing. As part of the writing process, give yourself time to practice delivering your presentation out loud with the visuals. This might mean practicing in front of a mirror or asking someone else to listen to your presentation. More importantly, you'll be able to reach your audience if you are able to look up from your notes and talk to them. This will take practice.
So in summary, a successful presentation must have a stated purpose and focus. The focus and the purpose of a presentation must be clearly stated, and it should be clearly organized with a beginning, middle, and end. And also, a successful presentation must guide the audience from one idea to the next, clearly explaining how ideas are connected and building on the previous section. So the guide should connect the previous section to the next one you go to, and all that. They must all be connected. And it must provide multiple ways for the audience to absorb the most important information, both orally and visually. Thank you. The reason why my group presentation is different from other group members is because I've been sick, and that's why I'm doing this from home and not from school. Thank you.